Not a bad start again. Alright. This is the only wagon slash estate that we're going to get in this race. This was meant to be a very different race. Someone slow off the mark on the harmonic start. So this was meant to be a race full of station wagons. There was going to be 20 different station wagons slash estate vehicles. Oh, big crash. And we were going to have 20 laps for 20 different cars. It was going to be, you know, everyone all in the same random cars, just in a different order, sort of with the in mind that the Reinhardt was going to be coming up shortly to be released, and it looks like it's going to be a great car, great addition to like estates. A lot of us tried to create the class on Project Homecoming. Dynamite actually did create the class, and then it didn't save for him. So in the interest of not wasting another 20 minutes, and maybe it's still not working, we're doing random Sporty instead. No random select, so there's not a case of anyone getting the same cars. I have put it to rain just to spice it up a little bit, but it's full on random Sporty. But the Regina that we're starting with is the only station wagon that we're actually gonna get, probably. Random Sporty, for those who don't know, is the least bad of all the random modes. It's basically like the 300 quickest cars. Oh, Sentinel SG3 wagon! I got a wagon immediately. This was gonna be in the selection for the race that we were meant to do. It knows. It knows. Random gods know. That's ridiculous. Unreal. So yeah, the slowest vehicles that exist in the random Sporty are like the tuners class on Project Homecoming, which is a little bit slower than tuners on vanilla GTA. It's kind of like Futos, things like that. That's like the slowest you'll get in a random Sporty. So there are still some slow vehicles, and obviously there's a lot of super fast vehicles as well. It's going to be all different because, you know, there's no random select, so there's no situation where everyone's going to get the same cars by the end or any of that nonsense. And we're in the rain, so adds a bit of spice. But random Sporty is more about getting the good cars, really. You got to be getting the supercars and the race cars and things like that to do well. Like that. So there's still an element of randomness, it's just not as random. It's basically the perfect middle ground between a random all and a random select where everybody gets the same cars during the race. In terms of like how much randomness has an impact on the result and how much skill does. Is Energy doing very nicely on this lap? That's the thing with Project Homecoming, if you're going to do an overtake, you've got to like actually go for the overtake and make it stick. If you do something half-hearted, it's just the lag is going to mean it's a crash. Super GT. classic from GTA 4, this one. Surprising this has never made its way to vanilla. Hello viewers. Top two look to be having a good battle. I think that's a good way to look at Random Sporty. If Random All is about avoiding the really bad cars because they have a bigger impact on your race, Random Sporty is more about getting the good cars, because the good cars have a bigger impact on your race, because the gaps aren't that big, top to bottom, lap time wise. Well, and obviously avoiding crashing and just racing best good in general, but that applies to everything. Entity XXR. Seems to be closing up at the front, actually. I think the rain has really helped this. It's quite interesting to drive a lot of these cars in these conditions on this track. It's quite challenging. Random Sporty can sometimes be a little dry in terms of excitement and difficulty, because you're always in relatively decent grippy vehicles. The rain guarantees that's not the case. Bonk. Bonk. Alright, what are we getting next? Vision. That'll do. Chasing down a Sentinel Classic. See, even in a Random Sporty, there is a wide variety of cars. When you look at, like, even in vanilla GTA, Sentinel Classic is a good 6 or 7 seconds per lap on a 1 minute lap slower than, you know, the top supercars. So there's still a lot of variation and plenty of randomness. First place is in a Falira, so it's just generally closing up the top three. This is exciting. We got a race an hour? Oh, never mind. Never mind. We got a race on our hands, I was about to say. Actually, Master's in the Futo. If he holds up that picador. I guess the AC feels like it's a little bit slower than the Futo. Yeah, there goes the picador. AC is definitely better in the corners than that Futo, but the Futo's got the straight line speed, so this could be an interesting dice. Some laggy McLagness. I don't know what happened on his screen, whether I should give the place back. But I was so far up the inside for me. Said anything anyway, so I assume it was all right. And that's how quickly it can change. Gone from being neck and neck for the lead to the leader being in third place. Me going from third to second, but now being 6 or 7 seconds off the lead. Coquette. Tygon's going to pull away. Got a Penumbra behind. That's the quicker Penumbra. There, I said it. Tricky section that of this track. Trying to maintain the speed all the way around here and get a good exit out of that tight 180. Gauntlet Hellfire up front. That might be a challenge in the rain. If we get something grippy, we might be able to make inroads. Mild's also coming up to a few bits of traffic. Tesseract, well, it's not the grippiest thing in the world, but good acceleration. Whether that'll help me or not, I don't know. Still a supercar. I say good acceleration. There's other electric cars that are better. It's grippier than a Gauntlet anyway. Unless you do silly things like that. Ah, it was too much of a hit. Damn. I thought I was going to be able to get away with it, but I totally wasn't. It was too much speed into the wall. Bollocks. Skill issue. Should be able to get second place back though. Now it's in a Sigma 2 ahead. Am I not in a Sigma 2? Did we get the same car on the same lap? What am I actually in? Oh, it's a Meteor. They look similar to me. The Sigma 2 and Sigma 3 and then a Meteor. What'd she do? She walked in, saw that I was busy, and looked at you. She's upset because I'm not giving her attention. Summer's so upset. I think I wasn't ready to give her pets. We made inroads to Mild there, but R88 is going to pull away from us again. Probably. AC Sport's not bad though. 10 minutes left. I mean, we're in with a shout. You just gotta, you know, keep this up try to be there or thereabouts and hope the random gods look kindly upon me. The random sporty gods, not the random all gods. I drop down to third though. I'm not going to be able to keep a tag on behind me. Maybe I will. It is kind of one-liner during there, I suppose. Some classic rally, Serrano GT. Damn, okay, so this did not have the greatest brakes. I was expecting better. What's up? No. I'm having a challenging lap with this. Just can't close that gap to the lead. Being extra careful on that wall now. I'm still hitting it, but I'm trying not to take as much speed. 8 minutes left. Oh, there's still some bogey vehicles, even in a random sporty. This is the opposite of what I needed. God damn it. This is probably about as slow as you're going to get in a random sporty. This is like, again, like that Futo kind of pace. Acier pace, like we saw earlier. Oh god, we're 3 wide. 4 wide for second place. Holy moly. One person couldn't handle it and crashed out. I mean, the little Issy's doing quite well with all these big cars. I'm able to get into little areas that others can't, but I've just got no power. Well, we're in a fight over second. I think Mild is too far down the road, even if you get some bogey vehicles at this point. Zion V10. Have I ever driven this before? I don't remember ever seeing that name pop up in a random race. It's over. Master's in the adder. Master's in the fastest car in the game. He's won already. Second, third and fourth right ahead in a line in front. I'm just trying to stay with it. I'm in danger of losing a top 5. That's the thing with random sporty. The gaps never really extend all that much. Again, because the gaps of each car aren't as big. Like you're always a lap away from losing a position or gaining two, or whatever. Come on, you gotta give me something good. I've had pretty standard cars recently. There we go. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. I actually listened to my wishes. Look at the grip. Be able to get through cleanly. And there we go. Nice. There's second. 22 seconds. Miles gone. We're in a fight for second. That's what this is. Through the back markers would be good. Yeah, it's put a lot of cars between me and third place. 3 minutes to go. Russell chasing down a Locust. Still 16 seconds though. I did gain time from the DR1. The Locust is quicker on Project Homecoming. They fixed it. Gaining time, but it's not enough with the amount of time we've got left. Cool track this. Nice creation. And I've got a massive gap to third place now. Getting in front of all those back markers in the DR1 was really helpful. Miles in the molecule. I don't know how quick the molecule is. Typhoon. I mean, it's normal supercar pace, but we're both coming up against back markers, so it's not the grippiest, the Typhoon. I guess it makes sense with the weather, with the rain, but I've always really liked the Typhoon, ever since we raced it the very first time. This is one of the earliest Project Homecoming mod cars that I ever raced. But it's always felt a little bit lacking. And I think it's grip. I think it's mainly grip. I mean, it doesn't have the biggest punch in terms of engine power either, but I think if it had some grip. Well, it needs one or the other. It's probably balanced. I mean, Project Homecoming guys balance these things all the time, so it's probably balanced. It just feels like it just doesn't have anything exceptional for a supercar. Ryden in the lead, probably going to be the last lap. I think Mild could even slow down and make sure it's the last lap. Vaca. Although Mild shouldn't slow down and make sure it's the last lap. Because when I had the chance to do that in that random pain race, I didn't. I can't remember now whether people got on my case for not doing that. Or people would have been... Actually, I wouldn't have been able to win, would I? People would have been unhappy if I'd done that and faked the result. Or... or if I didn't do it and lost the race, as I did. Dodo flashbacks. I totally regret doing it. I should have done it. I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't blame Mild for slowing down and making sure this is the last lap. He's got plenty of gap. It didn't matter anyway. It was the last lap regardless whether he slowed down or not. GG's Maud took the win. Hey, I'll take a second though. That was pretty good. I'm happy with that. 2 random races in a row with some decent positions. Random Sporty is a very different beast to Random All, but second for life. I think it was the DR1 lap that really helped my case to get that second place. Getting ahead of the guys who I was battling and getting ahead of all the back markers who then slowed them down. I think that's what got me that second place. Fun little random Sporty on a nice track in the rain. We'll do the random station wagon race at some point in the future when we can actually get it to work.